Welcome to Great Stories Every Day, where the extraordinary becomes part of your day. Each story we tell is meant to surprise you, chill you, or move you, sometimes all at once. So sit back, get comfortable, and let today's story unfold. People in the small town of Litchfield, Maine don't talk about the house at the end of Ash Lane anymore. It's become one of those things you just pretend doesn't exist. The locals will change the subject if you bring it up. Real estate agents leave it off their listings. Even Google Maps blurs the image. But the house is still there, still standing. And if you ask the right people, the ones who've lived there the longest, they'll tell you the same thing. That house is not empty, it's watching. Back in 2011, my cousin Tyler and I were both 17 and stupid. We liked ghost stories and scaring each other, and we were bored out of our minds that summer. So when we heard about the Ash Lane house from a classmate, a girl who swore her older brother saw a face in the window and got nosebleeds for a week, we knew we had to check it out. It was a 3-mile bike ride from our neighborhood. Ash Lane itself was narrow and overgrown, barely more than a dirt path winding into the woods. At the very end was the house. It looked like something out of a horror movie. 2 stories tall, with sun-bleached siding peeling off like skin. Every window was either broken or so caked with dirt it was impossible to see through. The front door hung crooked on rusted hinges. The roof sagged like the house was breathing. And even though it was a warm summer evening, the air around it was noticeably colder, the kind of cold that made the hair on your arms stand up before you even realized why. Tyler went first, stepping up onto the rotted porch. The wood groaned under his weight. "You coming or what?" he asked. I didn't want to. I really didn't. But I couldn't let him go in alone, so I followed. Inside, the house was worse. Mold covered the walls. The wallpaper had peeled back in long, curling strips. Furniture sat where it had been abandoned decades ago. A couch with its stuffing ripped out, a dining table covered in dead leaves, chairs that looked like they hadn't been touched since the 1970s. And the smell? God. Like wet wood, rot, and something far more metallic. Almost like blood. We started exploring. Flashlights in hand, we wandered through each room, daring each other to go first. Everything felt off, like we were being watched, even though we were alone. Then we found the basement door. It was shut tight, with a padlock hanging from the latch, except it had already been broken, like someone had smashed it with a hammer. We stood there, staring at it. "Dare you to go down," Tyler said. "You first," I shot back. We argued until he finally grabbed the handle and yanked it open. The stairs creaked as he descended, one slow step at a time. I followed, the beam of my flashlight bouncing off the concrete walls. The air grew colder and heavier with each step, thick like syrup. When we reached the bottom, I could barely breathe. The basement was empty. No shelves, no tools, no boiler. Just dirt floors, stone walls, and a single wooden chair sitting dead center under a rusted ceiling hook. Tyler made a joke, something about cults and sacrifices, but I wasn't laughing. I couldn't stop staring at the chair. It felt wrong. Not just old, not just creepy. Wrong, like it didn't belong, like it wanted us to sit in it. Then the flashlight in my hand flickered and died. Tyler's light went out a second later. Total blackness. "What the hell?" he whispered. I fumbled to turn it back on, shaking it, smacking it, praying. Then we heard it. Footsteps. Slow, heavy, from the top of the basement stairs. We froze. We hadn't heard the front door open. No creaking, no wind. Just footsteps, one after the other, and they were coming down. Tyler grabbed my arm. "Run," he said. We bolted, tripping up the stairs, slamming into walls, crawling if we had to. When we burst into the main floor, the footsteps stopped. But the house was different. The furniture had moved. The couch was now blocking the front door. The chairs were all turned inward, facing the center of the room, like they were waiting for someone. And every window was pitch black. Not dark, but black, like they weren't windows at all anymore. We climbed out through the back window, breaking the glass in the process. Neither of us said a word as we ran back to our bikes, scraped and bleeding. We didn't stop pedaling until we were safely back under streetlights. For weeks, we didn't talk about what happened, not even to each other. Tyler refused to go near Ash Lane ever again. But one night, late in October, I woke up to find him standing outside my house. Pale, shaking, eyes wide. "I went back," he whispered. "Why?" I asked. "I don't know. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I had to see. I took him inside, sat him down. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. It was the same, he said, but different, like it was waiting for me. The chair was still there, in the basement. But this time, there was something in it. He wouldn't describe it, just kept saying, it wasn't a person, but it looked like one. He said it turned its head toward him. Then everything went black. He woke up outside the house, scratches on his neck, mud on his hands. His flashlight was gone. After that, Tyler started getting worse. He stopped sleeping, stopped eating, started mumbling to himself. He said he could still hear footsteps at night, said the house was in his head now. He was found dead a month later. He'd hanged himself in the woods near Ash Lane. When the police cut him down, they found something carved into the tree above his body. A single word, chair. I never went back. Not even when the house was featured in a paranormal documentary 5 years later. They sent in a team of ghost hunters. None of them stayed past midnight. The footage they captured was corrupted, except for a single frame where something unidentifiable sat in the shadows of the basement, staring directly into the camera. Since then, more people have gone missing around Ash Lane. Hikers, teenagers, one guy from Boston who was filming a YouTube video and vanished without a trace. Locals say the house changes, shifts, grows, breathes. Some even say it moves slightly each year, like it's trying to get closer to town. But the most disturbing part? No matter how many times people break the windows, rip down the boards, or try to destroy it, the house always repairs itself. Not instantly. Slowly. Like it's healing, feeding, waiting. They say it draws in people who've seen it. That once it knows your name, you're never really free. I still dream about the basement, the chair, and the thing that was sitting in it. And every night, just before I wake up, I hear footsteps coming down the stairs, closer, slower, and I know one day I won't wake up at all. Thank you for spending your time with us here at Great Stories Every Day. If today's tale gave you chills, made you think, or simply held your attention, leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a single story. We'll be back tomorrow with another one worth remembering.